As a couple, our superpower is... Let's talk it out. As a couple, our superpower is... I think it's like kindness and understanding towards each other. It's like same team. So...
Yeah. Why are you fighting the same team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to A Bite of Brownie. Today we're with John and Jennifer Salinas and we're doing a recipe for love.
We've known John and Jennifer for a really long time, and I remember when they got together that I used them as an example. I looked up to them for the type of relationship I wanted to have when I got married. So we couldn't wait to interview them and figure out more about their love.
But you don't want to hear from us. Let's get John and Jenny in here in these seats. Ready?
Hey guys, I'm John Salinas.
I'm Jennifer Salinas.
I'm a professional firefighter in the city of Fort Worth.
I am a teacher here in Stephenville. I teach second grade.
Well, if you ask Jenny, she's,
There's controversy.
yeah, so I say 14 years because we're going on our 14th year.
It's not 14,
But-
we made it there.
So having a blended family, people talk like it's a big deal, like, oh my gosh, you're raising somebody else's kid. No, I mean,
Okay, that's how I felt about it. But
because, I mean, for me, it was like, from day one, it was like, that's my kid. Time to raise the kid.
a lot of people didn't know that Tristan was not biologically his.
Right, so we'd get like, oh look, when we're out and my parents are with us or whatever, it's like, oh, he's got blue eyes just like his grandma. You know, he's gonna be tall like his dad. And to be honest, if it wasn't for him, there would be no us. He's...
When I think about meeting John, or all the time before John, I think one, I got to shout out to one of my friends because we have this conversation, Katie. I had a conversation with her because my dad asked me, what are you looking for in a man? And I will pray for that. Because, you know, had a failed marriage, and so it's like, what do you want? So I gave him a list, and I remember telling my friend about that list, and then my dad was going to pray for this list, and I said, he's that list, and he's more.
With Jennifer, I always held her, you know, up on a pedestal because she was so intelligent and like so spiritually gifted, and I just, you know, she was one of those girls that you look at and it's unattainable. So I stuck my foot in my mouth several times and told her, you know, you're just like, right, you're like a sister to me. And that's not really a good pickup line.
I think you may have referenced your mom, something like, yeah, you have blue eyes like my mom, and so I don't know. 2-hour conversation about all the things that are exactly the same, and oh my gosh, we have the same wants and desires, and yes, this is exactly what I want in a marriage and a relationship, and then, but we're like brother and sister, so I'm like, oh. Okay,
So
well,
just
I took
building
that
and
2-hour
building about
conversation.
what a perfect couple we would be, and then you smash it down with something like, you know, like a sister. It was Halloween. I used to go into the bookstore because she worked in the bookstore. And in between classes, when I was going to Tarleton, you know, I'd always find some reason why I needed to go in there.
Mostly
you know.
bubblegum.
Or Scantrons because they only cost 10 cents, so.
I always told one of the girls that worked there, I was like, I'm going to marry him. She asked me if he knew that. I was like, well, no, but I will marry him.
I said something along the lines of, you know, what are you doing? You know, what do you guys do for Halloween or whatever? And she's like, we don't really trick or treat here in this town. You know, we go and have a safe trick or treat. She
This is
thinks
where the story differs.
she thinks that she invited me, and I'm pretty sure I invited myself. And
Either way, it worked.
either way, I got her number. I just finished a semester in school, and I took off work. I was working at the bookstore, so her mom was my boss, and picked out a ring. And I guess it was late in the afternoon, and we decided, you know what, let's go down to Mexico. I mean, I knew why we were going, but she was like, okay, sure. So I've got the ring, and I was like, all right, this is it. This is when I'm gonna pop the question. Which is probably a bad idea, to go into some shady border town in Mexico and
We walked across.
with a ring in your pocket. So we go down and find, you know, the fanciest border town Mexican restaurant. I'm like, man, this is not the spot. This is not where it's happening. So we kind of walk around, and it's getting late. We kind of wander into the town square.
The courtyard, in the center of the courtyard, there's a big gazebo. There's steps going up. I mean, it's beautiful. It was also funny because when he's at dinner, he's doing his,
Just kind of
oh, you can tell he's nervous, but I'm like, he doesn't have a ring. I mean, we're dressed, you know, he's
like,
there's no box. You know, I'm like, why is he so nervous? And he hugged me at one point, and it's like, boom, 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 boom. What is going on? But we did walk around after that and everything. Of course, like you said, it's dark, it's late. And I'm like, oh, this is why my mom was like, y'all are coming home tonight, right?
When we were married, we were pretty young. We didn't instinctively know how to be good parents. I guess we've always relied heavily on the grace of God to just lead, guide, direct, and instruct our paths on how we should raise our kids. And especially as kids raising a kid, you know, you think, oh, we're really going to mess this one up. We've always tried to stay on God's path. We've asked, you know, what do you want?
Right.
What do you want this to look like? And how do you want us to do this, you know? Because, I mean, when you don't know, you just have to ask for direction. It's a no-brainer. You don't know, so who are you going to ask? You're going to ask, you know, the creator of the universe, who knows all and sees all. So it's like, you don't have a clue. Ask the guy who knows. Our greatest bit of advice to young couples would be to not rely on your own understanding. Try to keep your relationship in the presence of God, because, I mean, if you're standing on your own, you don't stand a chance. It ends up being him versus her, and who's going to win this one, and you know, it ends up being a power struggle of who's the dominant one here, who's going to win this area.
That just doesn't work.
Any relationship, it doesn't have to be marriage. I mean, even a friendship, you know, the easiest thing to do is to be nice to strangers, because you don't have any kind of follow-up. You're like, I guess what I'm trying to say is that the hardest thing is to be sincere and honest and to follow up. The easiest thing to do is to be kind to a stranger, because they get your highlight reel. Sometimes the one that you love the most gets the worst of you. And you know, that can crush you sometimes. You're not always going to agree with your wife on money and how to raise the kids and what romance looks like, and it's okay. Let it go. It's going to be great. Just chill out, enjoy the ride.
Chill out a little bit. It's all gonna be good. There's a Lady Gaga song of all my, you know.
Here we go.
That's
the wise old sage, Lady Gaga.
Go with what you were saying, and then we can.
I was just giving
you're
you the
rambling
intro.
until I went in?
Yeah.
Maybe though it was the rest of. I know. I don't know how you're gonna edit all this together. I know.
10 years ago, I would tell young, ruggedly handsome John.